Hello everyone, it's Bindi here, and I've missed you. So for those who haven't really heard anything from me since subscribing to this channel, my name is Bindi Shah, and I'm a meditation guide and a writer. So I feel that yes, it has been a while since I've done a recording for you, I'm gonna say a public recording for this channel, because I have been recording meditations and I have been actually very, very active in my work, which I'm going to come on to. But this timing of reactivating this channel, reactivating my public meditations and thoughts, my soul thoughts, is really, really interesting because it is a couple of days after the solar eclipse that we had in Aries. So, a solar eclipse is when the moon passes between the sun and the earth and it obscures the view of the sun for a while. And I know that some of you, especially in the US, Mexico, Canada, would have been able to have seen the total solar eclipse. The new moon, first of all, so it's a new moon which was passing between. So a new moon is all about new beginnings, the opportunities to start afresh with something. So either a complete new start, or as I am doing now, a start into something which has previously been very important, but has maybe disappeared for a while, or perhaps it's gone out of your mind and you are reviewing a little bit of life and what you're progressing into. And this is your opportunity or your chance, or the possibility is there to move into a new way of something old, something previous. And interestingly enough, with a lot of the energy in the last few years for me, there's been a lot of reconnection to things which I have done in the past. My deeper meditations, my soul healing, my oracle cards, they've all come up again, as in I have felt a reconnection to the energy which brought all of these amazingly beautiful offerings out. And actually, what I had lost along the way. So it's interesting around the words that I use, because yes, we never truly lose it, especially when we're doing this soul work and this deeper work within us. But there were aspects that I had lost along the way when I was grieving, a life that I thought would come about and that would be everything for me, everything that I was moving towards, and everything that I wanted for this lifetime. And when that didn't happen, and it caused a dismantling of my life and deep grief, and moving on from that and looking back at that time, I can see that I lost a lot along the way while I was in that inner state of healing and making myself better and moving through the feelings, everything that I was feeling, and also moving forward into different things as well, moving into different things and kind of now coming back to reconnecting to a lot of those past things and bringing them into now, bringing them into my present. And also, I can really see them moving into my future. And so that is something which has been happening recently, I would say in the last 2 or 3 years. And this morning I woke up and it felt ready to reactivate this YouTube channel as well, and reactivate my thoughts, and also bring in more meditations for all of you. And it felt right. And I'm hoping that something around what I have said also feels right for you to continue to be on your own healing journey, and also perhaps ask yourself as well, what are you reactivating? What are you reconnecting to again? Have there also been parts of you which perhaps you have let go of and would like to come back to? Like, you can feel that energy there, and it's like, yes, I feel that this is a time for me, and this is right for me to do this. So I'm hoping that if that does ring true for you, that it is time for you to redo, reactivate, reconnect, whatever words you want to use. And interestingly enough, with the words, we are in a review time. So we are in Mercury retrograde at the moment. And what that means is Mercury looks as though it's moving backwards. Mercury is the planet for communication. And that imagery of it appearing to move backwards, that's that review imagery. What do you need to review? What is coming up for you that perhaps hadn't fully been processed in the past? So you look back and you review it, and you come to a better understanding of whatever it was, so that you can move forward a little bit easier, or with more ease, and with more lightness, and with more flow. So that's that review aspect. So we are in a time review, and it would be interesting to see then for you, if you are reconnecting to something, reviewing things. There's so much, isn't there, with life that goes on. And often we don't necessarily have the time to process in our everyday lives, and with everything that we are all doing in this lifetime. So these moments of when bits of the past come up on you, and they come into your thoughts, and they come in, maybe even physically coming into your for your attention. And those are the times then maybe when you can take a little bit more time to process, to write about things, to journal, to review it all. Let's do a little meditation. So I'm going to do a little bit of guiding for you around that reconnection piece. Maybe there is something that you are reconnecting to. So a few thoughts around that. So if you're ready, and especially if you've been wanting to meditate for a while, and I have really missed you as well. So let's meditate. Close your eyes when you're ready. Moving inwards, moving into that part within you, which is all about the insights, all about these reflections, and what needs to come through, and what's ready to come through for you. Allow your breath to quieten, focusing on your breathing. Breathing in through the nose out through the nose or the mouth and listening to your breath. Allowing your breath to settle, to relax a little bit more. Has it been a busy day so far? Maybe you're listening to this in the morning. How did you sleep? Allowing your thoughts to settle and also to acknowledge them, to listen to them. Especially if those thoughts are already showing you insights. That quiet time within allows those thoughts to come to the surface. Allowing your emotions to settle. How have you been feeling? How have you been feeling after these solar eclipse energies? Have you felt them? How are you feeling at the moment? And however you are feeling is valid. When we move into those emotions, sometimes those difficult emotions show up. Difficult emotions are emotions which are a little bit more tricky to process. Anger, regret, guilt, sadness, anxiety, frustration. Validating them for yourself, acknowledging that yes, they are there. And yes, they are there and you are human and we are all human and we have feelings and emotions and it's okay. Moving into that quiet within you. Your inner self, your soul, your spirit, the part of you which has the insights. What are you reconnecting to? Are you reconnecting to anything? Maybe looking back over the last few years. What's been important for you now? And what was important for you previous to that? Are there parts of you which you miss maybe? Were there things that you loved doing? Whether it was in the last few years or even longer into the past, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Reconnecting to those lost or forgotten, or maybe it was put aside for a little while. All of those things which are available to you again now, perhaps. Reconnecting to the energy of those things, the feelings. Reminding yourself that they are there for you. So however long it has been since you have thought about them, or that you have felt that you have lost them, or lost a part of yourself in the process, Life has come in and life has shown you different things for this lifetime, and also different things around your healing and your healing journey. The healing journey that we are all on in this lifetime. The healing journey which has perhaps come about from a dark night of the soul, an event, an experience which was extremely difficult and challenging. Almost too much for you to handle, maybe too much. Your body grieved, your mind grieved, your spirit grieved, and then started your healing journey. The healing journey encompasses all of it, the grief, the anger, and also those small joy parts, the parts where you start moving forward, the parts where you start healing. How did you heal? Through writing, through talking, through art, creativity. Reconnecting to things past can also bring in that feeling of sorrow, that bittersweet feeling, what could have been. So be gentle with that. Always, always gentle with your sweet self. But as you do reconnect, also bring in that part which was joyous, that part which meant so much for you at one time, and allowing perhaps little glimmers of it to come into the present. The glimmers of joy, the small joys, and also maybe that feeling of, maybe there is a place now for that thing that I loved doing, for that person that I was, and I loved that person. Perhaps there can be a glimmer of that person coming in now. What are you reconnecting to? And what are you bringing into the present now? This moment of time. And as you bring things into this moment of time, you are a different person. You are a changed person from that person before. Life has changed you. Life has grown you. Life has shown you your deep healing. So you are bringing in all of those strengths and layers from now and bringing into it your energy perhaps from before. Allowing yourself to become whole again, complete, bigger, more of you, more of who you truly are, the whole of you. And then when you feel that these insights are coming in and that they are strong and getting stronger, please do start writing things down, start that journaling process, start things emerging from you. Open your eyes. Notice where you are. Notice what has come in for you. Notice the previous and notice the present. I've been teaching a lot of meditations during this time. So during the time of not being very active on this channel, I've actually been teaching a lot of classes and I've been recording a lot of classes as well, but having them for sharing for people who are in my classes. So not in a public way, more of a private for students way. And what it's brought me to is it's allowed me to reach back in again, to reach within myself again, to strengthen my gifts, my talents again. And now being ready to come out a little bit more publicly with them as well. And that's the interesting thing about when we lose things or we look back on who we were. We're always looking back from now and who we are now. So you're bringing that person from the previous, maybe 10 years ago, bringing that person in, but bringing that person into now to add to who you are now. Because there's been growth, there's been healing, there's been learning, there's been wisdom. There have been so many things that you have gained with all of your years which have gone on in between. A lot of our growth is internal. So yes, there are those bits of growth external, which other people see. Maybe you do things at work or creatively, and people see it. People see how good that you are at work or how creative you've been in your work. And actually, there is so much more that's going on deep inside of you that nobody sees. And you see in meditation. You see when you close your eyes and you move inwards. When you journal, that's all of that growth, that internal growth, I feel is really, really important. And that's where the wisdom is. That's where your knowledge comes out. And yes, there are those bits then which come out into the world. And of course, those are very important as well. But this is how I feel, they're perhaps not as much as what is going on within you. And you allow things out, of course. So I'm thinking around my oracle cards. So the oracle cards were downloaded, channeled from meditations, the wording, and eventually they came out into a physical form and they're out there in the world. So they're a combination of what those inner insights were and what needed to come through spirit, through meditations, and now in a physical form. So yes, there will be parts of that coming through for you, for sure. And also there'll be parts which are deep down inside you where you are growing, where you are moving through the really difficult times of life. And those parts may not be ready or even need to come out physically into the world. But it may be that they're not ready, those insights to come through yet or to come out. So that deep depth within you is so very, very important. I hope that this session, this recording has been good for you, and that you managed to go into yourself and managed to bring some realizations around the reconnection piece, maybe the review. I would love to know. I'm so looking forward to your comments again and this connection again. Really, really excited by it. And yeah, isn't it wonderful when the time is ready that things can happen? Timing, that's so important as well. And things can happen. So, my loves, I hope that you're okay, and I hope that you're either writing or listening. And please do let me know how you've been, how you are now, what you're reconnecting to, what you're reviewing. And I look forward to doing these more often and to speaking with all of you very, very soon. Lots of love to you.